Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Onboard race footage from Margam Park, round 2 of the National Mountain Bike XCO series. And as usual, it was eyes jumping out ahead. Full gas from the start, and right now I was doing like 700 watts and I was thinking, your man needs to just jump on a wheel. I am trying my hardest just to squeeze over right here and get on a wheel because I needed to get the big nose out of the wind. It always starts so fast, and the start of this course is absolutely savage. If you watch my last video, you will know your boy had an absolute shocker. And coming into this race, I said to the Rocket, I was like, I'm going to pace it off the start. I haven't been training much. I'm not in a good place race-wise. I'm going to pace it. The adrenaline hit my veins, and boy oh boy did I not pace it. In a second I make a terrible decision, and you're about to see a monumental blow-up. I was cashing checks that the body could not handle. But it was as if adrenaline hit me. We're going pretty hard now. This is the start of the climb. And it is a savage climb. It was hot, but it was as if Jesus just opened a line up for me to go to the front of the race. So your boy took it, and I thought, you know what? I should not be doing 600-700 watts right here, but I thought, you know what? I'll move up to the front. And then I settled in here, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually not feeling too bad. So I spike again. That was where I should not have done it. Moving up to the front of the race. I got here, and I was like, you need to settle your beans right now, Georgie boy. So I eased off the gas. I was like, I need to let someone go in front of me and take the wind. We're still putting out like 400 watts. Your boy is burning matches he does not have. He should not be here, having said he was going to pace it. Heart rate was through the roof. I don't have a heart rate monitor, but I can tell you it was maxed out right now. I was thinking to myself, and before this race, Sam Humphries come up to me. He's like a really good rider, and he was like, you don't want to go too hard at the bottom of that first climb. You want to pace it because everyone started blowing up when they got to the steep bit. Yep, I completely ignored that from the veteran mountain biker and decided just to go full whack. But even right now, to stay on the wheel, this was the race winner, spoiler alert, in front of me. It was not me. But even to stay on the wheel right now, you're putting out ponies, you're putting out watts. And the camera doesn't do this climb justice. It was absolutely savage. But it flattens out in a second, and then all hell breaks loose. And your boy pops big time. It was signed, sealed, delivered, dispatched. The whole race went past me. Like I said, I shouldn't have been cashing these checks right now, but this little bit here was a little bit of a headwind, so I was like, jump on the wheel, and then I think Thomas attacks on the left hand side as we come into the steep bit, so the pace has eased off a little bit here now, and you're thinking, I need to recover because we're going to hit the steep part of the climb, and it was steep, rocky, loose, and it was pain, pure pain. Like, I've never gone up. Like, after that initial first effort, I don't think I'd recovered, but there was the move from Thomas to go up to the front, keep the pace high. So it ramps up here, and I was like thinking, I don't want it to ramp up before the steep bit, but it did, and then it was full gas. These boys put me in a box. They put me in a hurt locker. It was crazy. Look, we're ramping up to 400 watts. I mean, you had to do like over 500 watts just to hold the wheel right now. 500-600 watts. It was that steep, that loose. You were just giving it abs. I was giving it every match I had right now to go with this, and it was a bad idea. I shouldn't, but I don't think you could have paced this part of the climb. I think the first section, I could have paced that a little bit better. Not blew all my matches and absolutely blew my biscuit, but I come over the top here and I was in a bad way. I just had to ease off the gas, and this is the best bit. Look at Alex in front of me in the black and red kit. He's kicking his rear derailleur because his bike got stuck in the 50. Watch this rev out he does. I think it comes just here. Hey, that's my favourite bit of the whole video. Spoiler alert, that's not the best bit of the video. I'll explain in a minute. But I got back past Alex, and I think at the top, this is the top of the first climb. I think I was in 4th place right now, something like that. I'd lost the wheel a little bit, and boy oh boy, did I have a disaster on this descent. I forgot where the corners were, missed this corner, I was in such a state, missed this next corner, had to slam on the brakes because I was going to go through the tape, and then to top it off, I missed the next corner and have to do an emergency stop. I was in an absolute shell city coming into this descent, and I just said to myself, you need to slow down or you're going to deck it, because I'd completely forgotten where the course has gone, and that was my own fault. That was poor admin from me. The day before, I did only do 1 practice lap, and I come into that descent and I'd completely forgotten the descent. But don't worry, after the first lap, this course was etched in my brain of pure pain. But we came down the descent, and I was just trying to recover, take it a little bit easier now, because I'm not going to lie, I'd burnt all my matches. So you could see there was a couple of riders ahead of me, but I was literally just blocking the single track. Look at all the people behind me. I had to slow down because otherwise I was gonna deck it. It's as simple as that. I'd gone that deep off the start and I just couldn't recover. I did manage to close the gap down to this lad in black in front. I do not know how. I'm not sure who it was, but yeah, this was it. In a minute, you're about to see where the whole world absolutely dispatches me. It was big efforts to get up that first climb though, and I don't know if there was any pacing from anyone because it was just so full gas, and I think I'm gonna ping out all my excuses right now. The heat got to me, I went too hard, haven't been training, the power to weight is definitely down, and I just blew it. So coming into this next bit, I tried to kick again up here, and I was putting out good power, but people were just coming past me. I don't know whether I should have stayed to the right here because it seems like everyone was getting a easy ride straight up on the right, but yeah, they kicked and I could not go with it. God knows what they were doing, but Alex has gone back past me with no gears. He has passed me and he's stuck in the 50. Now that is embarrassing, but anyway, I was at the point where I had no gears. Lost another place here and another spot, and I was just hemorrhaging spots right now. And the lad in front of me here does get a flat tyre. Absolutely worst place to get a flat tyre. I remember he looks over and he was like, have I got a puncture? I was like, yes, move over. But I did manage to sneak back past him, but the climb now kicks again. So we had that original descent and now we're back into climbing, and look, I'm doing like 100 watts. My legs had gone, my lungs had gone, and I was absolutely Ian Bill. I've got nothing. Every time I was trying to spike and it was just so inconsistent. I just didn't have it. I didn't have any power to give, and it was absolutely killing me. Could see the riders ahead, and I was just thinking to myself, you just need to bridge back onto that group, because they were like 4th, 5th place, but I could not do it. Every pedal stroke I was just making mistakes, slipping on rocks and stuff, and they were just gapping me, and then more riders started to come past. I think I had George on my wheel right now, who's in top form at the moment, and I said to him after the race, I was like, next time just tell me to get out of the way and I'll move. Like, he comes past me through the shrubs here, and look at the power he's got. Man is absolute animal. He come past me and just dropped me straight away. He has so much raw power, it is crazy. But yeah, we come out into the next part of the climb and it opens up again, and boy oh boy did everyone start coming past me again. It was absolutely race over for me. I went so deep at the start and I couldn't recover from it, and someone said to me after, they were like, oh, do you think you need to start pacing a bit? You always go out hard. And I think I do, but the problem is I just get excited. I like to try and win. We're there to try and win, but I just don't have it at the moment. And yeah, we come out of here and I was just like, I cannot go with anyone that passes me right now. I was trying everything. I should have been over on the right, but I was on the left because I was getting out of people's way. I did not want to ruin people's races. I was doing like 200 watts. I was just like, I've got to let everyone go past and just, I don't know, try and recover from this. But there was nothing I could do, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm absolute snail pace. I was just watching people ride off in front of me, and it got even worse. We came out of after the next bit of single track, and I was doing like 150 watts. And yet again, I just had to let everyone go past. I was basically waving them through. Come on boys, take my spot. Go on, through you come. And it's laughable right now. It's actually embarrassing. I just went so deep and I couldn't recover from it. Then again, another spot lost. And I got to this bit here and I was like, just jump on the army lad's wheel, get a toe up here. And I could not do it for the life of me. I was trying absolutely everything and he just rode away from me. I was getting out of the saddle, I was doing everything I could. I got to the top of this climb, look at this, 150 watts. I could barely hit 200 watts. It's lesson learned. You've got to stay on top of your training, you've got to stay on top of your nutrition and do not burn any matches. Look, Alex beat me on a lap with no gears. That's mental. That is embarrassing. And anyway, he managed to switch his battery in his rear derailleur. I jumped back on when he came past. And I was like, go with him because he's been riding super strong. And up here, I had to do the walk of shame. This is where it gets even more embarrassing. I can't believe I thought I was going to try and get elite this year. I was coming up here, I looked over my shoulder in a second. I don't know why, I thought someone was behind me. I hit a rock, ended up in the bush, just here. Boom, in the bush. I had to get off and do the walk of shame. I'm embarrassed by it myself. I couldn't get back on the bike. And from there, it just went from bad to worse, I'm not going to lie. Eventually, about an hour into the race, I did bridge onto a rider that was in my race. And so it wasn't all loss. I did gain one space back just here. I managed to get that past, move up into 15th place. It was out of 20 riders. There was hardly anyone behind me. It was not my day. I need to get back on the training, and the only reason I went past him there was because I needed to get a bottle just here, and so I needed to get back over to the right, otherwise I'd have been wheel sucking. But in all honesty, it was just pure survival. I've come into the last descent, and the only saving grace which I was happy about is my descending is so much better. I was like, apart from that first one where I shell city, I was coming down this descent like an absolute menace. And the reason why is because Thomas Main was absolutely hunting me down. He's the guy that won the elite race. I'm guessing most people know who he is. But just here on the next bit, I remember looking over my shoulder and shouting to him, slow down, don't lap me. And he put his hand up as if to say yeah. So I had to put a little sprint in so I didn't ruin his picture over the line. But that is a wrap, guys. Absolutely shocking race from me. Burnt all my matches, burnt my biscuit, blew up. Hopefully I can find some legs at some point, but I hope you've enjoyed this little race recap. Hopefully it comes good soon, and I'll catch you in the next video.